Chat, we've got a good one today. That I wanna fucking show you guys. Cause a lot of you guys don't have a personal account. And I wanna show you guys a little something. ZK, QZ, Artekers, Josie, Voids, Zubair, Sam, Blake, I gotta. Fuck, I didn't check your message from last time, bro. I'll check it today. I don't know why it didn't pop up. Must be my request. Sebi, Kablai, Juicy, JW, Haruki, Lawrence, Bigman, Cannolis. Alright, well, first up, I want to ask you guys, how did you guys go this week? Mr. Longlist. For me, as you guys would have noticed from what I posted up for the month, pretty much around the same as last week, just a little bit higher. Just had that good Monday. Reason being why I was pretty light on the trading towards the end of the week was because nothing was really meeting my plan, my criteria. And for the most part of the week, the XY was moving away from the gap, so obviously I wasn't going to look for any trades. Because in my books that's pretty low probability. So for myself personally, boys, it's probably about, I think it was about 5 or 6 R for the week for me. But consistency is where it matters, Rahan, Carter, Fully. You sure don't want me to look over it, Blake? Maybe that's why. Maybe you deleted it and it just didn't come through. Ben, what's good? 10.5 on the personal and past the funded trial. Beautiful. But today I want to talk about consistency, having a profitable system, and also I want to touch more on passing the FTMO, because I feel like I'll be very surprised if I fail an FTMO, or if I fail any challenge going forward in the future. I honestly believe I can pass any challenge with this new with this technique that I'm doing, this method with my system. System's already profitable, right? Anything you really need to adjust with a profitable system is your risk management. But today's going to be a little bit more theory based. George, what's going on? So I wanted to show you guys the Monte Carlo method. You guys can play around with this after, and you can basically put your system into this, right? And I want to show you guys the importance of compounding today. I want to show you guys what's possible, because even though it's nice to have a funded, it's even better to build up your personal and compound it rather than just going head on for a funded. Like, you can go for a funded, right? Nothing wrong with getting that achievement out of the way, but I'm just saying once you've achieved that, or you've satisfied yourself with the funded and whatnot, I want to show you guys what the personal could look like, right? Felix, what's going on? So Monte Carlo method is basically a simulation of your system, right? I believe it's like, I think couple hundred of outcomes of your system, the best possible, the most possible, the worst, and the best. And I pretty much just wanted to show you guys this today because obviously consistency is a big thing, right? I don't expect anyone to have a funded for like years and years and years, just the same funded, right? Obviously, eventually you'll lose it by accidentally trading news, or something along those lines, right? Or you just go on a bad streak or something. And I just want to show you guys how important it is to have a personal account, right? So for this one, what's going on, Douglas? For this one, I wanted to show you guys. So $1,000. Let's say we started with $1,000 on the account. Pretty normal, right? And also, another thing before I start this, I want to show you guys how this is pretty much emphasize that trading is a skill, right? and it shouldn't be treated as like a gamble. Shouldn't be treated as like a last resort. Should be treated as a business and something that you want to be consistently good at. And I will show you the reason why it is consistent. Why it's good to be consistently good at doing this. So let's say $1,000. We start off there, right? Pretty normal, okay? I'm assuming most of the people in here have $1,000 spare, but I'm just saying because probably a realistic number across majority of the group and just the majority of the age group. I reckon $1,000 is just like a normal size, which people open up their account with. But this is just like simulation anyway, so hypothetical, of course. This is just for a simulation essentially. So risk on a personal, I'll go off my own data here. So risk on a personal, 1% risk, which is what I usually do. That's what I've been doing. On the personal, on the funded, it's a little bit different. You've got to be a little bit tighter with the risk management on the funded, because there are going to be outcomes where if you're risking 1%, it's not always going to be smooth sailing. And before you know it, 10 wrong trades and essentially you're done. So obviously the keys are in the risk management, right? I just put for my winning trade percentage 30%, and for my break even, actually I'd probably say I'm sitting around 20% mark, and let's say 10 trades a week. I reckon that's fair. 10 trades a week per and obviously 10 trades a week in a total month will be 40. 60 months, but I want to do 10 years, so we will change that. That's 120 months. And take profit / stop ratio is basically your risk to reward, right? So let's say 5, 6. I'm usually around 5, 6, and 7, so I'll say 6. I'll say 6 for here. So simulate returns. Let's wait for it to load. Pretty much around roughly around what I'm doing here, right, per month. So obviously the system's being simulated onto here. Pretty much the same, right? Probably 10% more, 10% less. Pretty much the same as my system. So it's reflecting my system, right? And obviously you can see the maximum drawdown overall would be 17%, maximum consecutive losses 21. So it pretty much, it's good data to see, the different outcomes of your system, right? And what I want you guys to pay attention to is obviously, the results, right? So why is building a personal account so important? If you're starting with $1,000 and you're consistent, because I know there's a lot of you guys out here that are actually consistent, but you just struggle on the funded challenge. But if you take your consistency and put it into a personal, this is something you can be expecting. Look, this is my personal results, right? Don't expect yours to be green every single month. All right? I'm not, but this is just what the system's fucking telling me about my results, right? I mean, I'd say this is pretty accurate of my fucking trading system. I'd say it's pretty accurate. A 1 to 6, 1% risk on the personal, 30% win rate. I'd say it's pretty accurate, right? So if you have a look here, we're on the most possible outcome, and just have a look how much it could pretty much compound over the years, right? Because a lot of us get so caught up in trying to rush things, right? A lot of us get caught up in trying to rush things, and even though you could be doing good results, you're pretty much just not using You're not using everything to like the best of your ability in terms of not opening a personal account and just starting something small there. What's going on, Patrick? It's good to have something going on the side, right? Because even if you, like, let's say month one, you make 76%, that's $762, right? Let's say, all right, I just blew my funded challenge. I can take a little bit of money out of my personal, out of the profit, and use that to cover my challenge, because it's annoying digging into your pockets to actually buy a challenge. And you know, that's coming from experience. You know, half my fucking paycheck was a fucking 200k account. So when I had to do that, it was like that was fucking a big hit mentally. When I failed on my fucking elbow, I was just sitting there, I'm just like, that's half my fucking paycheck gone, and I just fucking failed it. But having something like this going on the side, technically will be another stream of income for you guys. But I want you guys to pretty much focus on building a profitable system like I have. And if you have built a profitable system, it will compound something like, obviously not like this because it's my results, but something in the neighborhood of this, right? So let's say you're bringing in 76 a month, 30%, 69%, consistent, all through here. 1 month, one year, from 2024, $1,000, you can turn that into fucking 177,000 if you're just fucking consistent. Like, it's not that hard. You just gotta make sure your risk is nothing too crazy. Understand your system. And you know, that's the point of today's system. That's the point of today's video. I want you guys to understand your system a little bit more. Understand the maximum consecutive losses that you can take that are likely. The most possible outcome for maximum consecutive losses is 21. Maximum consecutive wins is 6. But overall, looking at this, because your goal is to be profitable at the end of the month. That's another thing. People try to be profitable at the end of the week, at the end of the day. Don't force it. Like, there's been days in this month, in March, when I've finished the day in red, but I'm like, fuck it, you know, it is what it is. I've done what I've followed my plan. I've done what I could. I'll come back tomorrow. And then I come back tomorrow and it's going to be a nice setup. Take that. And now overall I'm up for the week. Or up for the last couple of days. So it's important, right? And having a look at the end of the month, when you finish up profitable, that's all that matters. Like you can see here, April. I mean, look, technically, I don't know how the simulation works with like trends and months and stuff, but look, it says 9.2%, right? Obviously, that's a shit month. Obviously, something went wrong here. But the fact that you can overall still be profitable at the end of the month, that will say a lot about your trading system, about your character, about everything. You'll feel good about that. And sometimes you will get months like that. 9.2% in a month. That's not enough to pass a phase 1 of a challenge. And sometimes that shit will happen. And it's gonna 9.2% in the month. So you didn't reach a profit target. That's going to lead me into something a little bit later that I want to talk to you guys about. What's going on, Gaff? But you can see here, 177,000. You move on. The following year, started with $1,000, right? This is not rocket science. This is just simple math based off your system. That's why it's important to collect the data. That's why it's important to note everything. Collect data on your system. Get your win rate. Get your break evens. Get your risk to reward. Your average trade per month. All this shit's important because you can chuck it into the Monte Carlo method. Like, you guys need to realize, like, you can do a lot with the abilities that you have. Because for some reason you guys are just not realizing it. You guys are rushing everything. Oh, I did fucking 60R on this trade, 70R on this trade. Okay, cool. No one gives a fuck because you're still not profitable at the end of the month. This is what's important. Being in profit at the end of the month. Because look what you're rewarded with. You're just starting with $1,000 here. Look what you're fucking rewarded with if you're consistent. I don't think these results are anything too crazy. 76R, 30R, 69R. I think it's you know, it's great, but it's not anything too crazy. It's still achievable, yeah. And then look in the following year. Look what the fuck happens. You're making fucking 6 figures a day. If you maintain that level of consistency and follow your plan. Like this is only something I've started to realize recently, yeah. That's why I started taking the personal account a little bit more serious. Cause look, year 1 you started with $1,000, you end up at 177. This is based off my stats, by the way. And then year 2, you're sitting on fucking 26 mil. Obviously easier said than done, right? But if I was a fucking robot, which I'm trying to be, that's what it would actually look like. That is exactly what it will look like. $26 mil at the end of 2025. Following year. And look, it's not even like you're fucking... It's still the same rough fucking percentages. Like you've got an 11% month there. You've got a 27% month there, another 27% month. You've got a 26% month and you still made fucking 26 mil. No. Ryan, I know you came a little bit late. I'm just... No. I'm showing you. Just watch from the start, bro. This is just showing you. This is just showing you guys how important a personal account is. I'm not trading on multiple accounts. Sorry, I'm not trading on a copy trader. It's just one account at a time. If I enter the trades on 2 accounts max, then that's alright. It's always the personal first, and the second is always the FTMO funded. So if I miss out on the FTMO funded, then it is what it is. But I just want to highlight, like, you're missing the point. I'm trying to show you that the fucking importance of a fucking personal account. And, you know, leading into 2026, you just being consistent. And, you know, that's part of the reason why I'm challenging myself to be profitable every single month of this year. Because I'm fucking seeing this shit and I'm like, this is actually achievable. With my results that I'm fucking doing, like, this is fucking achievable, right? And then you look into fucking 2026, that's 5 billion. And you're just averaging the same amount, bro. 24R in the month, 124, that's a little bit on the higher side. 58, 31, 76. This is just showing you the importance of being profitable every single month of the year. While keeping everything in there. I need to highlight that. While keeping everything in there, because this is compounding. This is not, let me take fucking $5,000 out. I want to fucking go out partying and fucking do this, that. But this is just discipline. This is what happens when you just compound. So year 1, 177. Year 2, 26 mil. Year 3, 5 bill. What's that? 782 billion? Is that what the fuck that is? I can't even fucking read that number. But you guys get the point, right? This is part of the reason why I'm challenging myself to be profitable every single month of the year. And, you know, if you guys want to try that, you can. I think it's important. I think it's the key to success. That's what I'm taking away from this anyway, right? I think you can add 2 accounts. I think you can merge them, but I keep everything separate. My plan was to get it funded, and all profits are going to a personal, and then trade the funded and the personal using copy trader. There's so many ways to do it, bro. It just whatever you're comfortable with. There's no wrong or right way. It's just whatever you're comfortable with. All good, J-Man. All good. Today's more of a theory lesson. But look, if I really don't think these results are fucking anything crazy. I honestly don't think it, like 39R, 59R, 69R, 42, 48, 46. Like this is, it's somewhere in the ballpark of my fucking average, right? And if I can fucking do it, you guys can fucking do it too. But like, I legit put my fucking input. You guys can try this a little bit after the stream. But, you know, my job is just to fucking share my journey with you guys and inspire you guys. And, you know, that's why I want you guys just to be consistent. Consistency, a nice incline. Just going up in a nice smooth incline. Because this is just starting with $1,000. $1,000 is not a lot of money these days. But if you fucking do the right thing and your system is good, even if you want to do it on like, let's say 0.5%, so a little bit less risk, it's still going to be the same profitable system. Apparently I got a fucking -2 there in July. That's alright. But it's still crazy money, right? Like the first year on using half risk on $1,000, following your system, nothing too crazy here in the fucking month too. Look at it, 10%, 30%. This should be your, like you guys should be hitting this with ease, right? $1,000 into $8,000, 834% gains. 2025, $8,000 turns to 211,000. 2026, 1.7 mil. Following year, 18 mil. Following year, 530 mil, and then 6.2 bill. This is just showing you guys how important compounding is. Like that's why I got such a big emphasis on consistency. And when it comes to the funded as well, right? I feel like I've cracked it on that. I'm probably going to start doing 0.25% across the board because I want to be consistent on that. I really want to fucking be consistent on that. And like I said to you guys the other week, using 0.25% risk, that's the way I'm going to be getting to number one. That's the way I'm going to be getting to number one. And the way I've been doing it, obviously in that second FTMO that I started like last week, halfway done on that with the profit target using 0.25% risk. And even if you don't make your profit target towards, let's say you're on the 25th day, you've only got 5 days left, and you're 5% away, or you're like $5,000 away or whatnot, you can up the risk a little bit as long as you stay above 200,000. So when you start the challenge, I started on 0.25% risk. That's what I'm doing at the moment. But think about it logically. If you get to the 25th day and you're missing a couple percent, you can bump up the risk a little bit, because as long as you stay above 200,000 and follow the risk management rules, you'll still get another retry. But using that 0.25% as a good base to build yourself up at the start, that's something I've found to be really helpful. And that's probably something I'm going to incorporate going into the future. Use 0.25% at the start to build myself a nice base. Once I have a nice cushion with the fundeds, then I will use a little bit of a higher risk. And I'm going to implement that when I go into drawdown as well. Because when I went into drawdown earlier in that March, I was close. I was very close to losing the account. And that would have been very fucking annoying. because I already lost the other one to fucking news. So anything below 200,000 is 0.25% risk automatically. What do you think about going 0.5 to 1%? It's a little bit not my style, bro. Not my style. You can try it, put it in the simulator, see what happens. Put your inputs in, see what happens. What's going on, Danzel? But I'm telling you guys, like this is the fucking key. The key has always been in the risk management. Anything below your starting equity, drop it down to 0.25%. That's what I'm going to be doing for myself. You guys can do whatever the fuck you want, but you know, I want to share with you guys exactly what I'm doing. Because if I go to 0.25%, then I'm forced to be more systematic with my trading plan. I'm forced to be way more systematic. I'm forced to rely on my system, right? Anything above, let's say I get 10% above, then I can up my risk a little bit more because I've built myself a nice cushion. If you want to go for a big profit split. But this whole game has always been about risk management. So on my personal, I'm more consistent in terms of my risk management. It's just going to be 1% flat overall. The reason why I want to drop it on the funded is because of the risk management rules. We're using their conditions. We're forced to respect the 5% rule, the 10% rule for drawdown. So in my eyes, the best way to work around that, to make these changes and, you know, to pretty much be profitable over a longer period of time, is drop the risk. Work around that risk management. That's going to be a change to the plan, to my plan. Anything below the starting equity is going to be 0.25%. 10% above, I am free to use a little bit of a higher risk. So I will be implementing that. And with my personal, consistent, risking the same amount and just trying to be profitable at the end of the month. I can't decide whether to prepare for 50k or 100k. It's whatever you're comfortable with, bro. You should be confident if you're really well practiced and well rehearsed, and you've done the work on your system. You know what the worst outcome can be. You know what the best outcome can be. You know what the most probable outcome can be. This will help you, right? It will just give you that confidence. You know when to tighten your risk. You know when to let your risk go a little bit bigger. It's just a chess game. That's all it is. That's good, Juicy. That's good to hear, bro. Like this will help a lot. And look, if you want to do something like that on the personal, you can. But on the personal, you don't have those risk management rules. It's just purely on you. But on the funded, you have those risk management rules that you have to follow. And you know, I don't know about you guys. I don't like getting close to losing an account. If I lose it from the news, like it is what it is. That's my fault for my lack of attention. I remember it was 11:30 a.m. AUD news, and I got break even for that as well. So it wasn't even worth it. So it's better to be safe than sorry. But for these personal accounts and just trading in general, you guys got to focus on being profitable at the end of the month. This is the secret right here to profitability. Just having your system laid out, tested hundreds of times. Because once you've completed your system, you're just doing the same thing over and over every single day. You know, I'm hitting these roughly hitting these wins in this month, rough amount of these losses in this month. you have an idea of, you know, your wins, your losses, your break evens. Obviously, it's going to be written down, but you'll always be in the ballpark of that as long as your system stays the same. And that's why, you know, these fucking numbers are on the screen. And I only realized this recently, how fucking important this is. So, you know, I hope this benefits you guys, and, you know, hope it opens your eyes at least a little bit. Like, this is not rocket science. 11R, 14R here, fucking 29R here. Like, it's nothing too crazy. And this is only possible if you're consistent. Stop trying to go for the fucking 40, 50, 60R trades. Focus on being consistent. That's what rewards you. That's what fucking pays the bills for you. Like, this is probably not going to be possible if you're risking a lot. Because look, my maximum losses are still 21. This becomes detrimental to my fucking trading, to my profitability, if my risk is all the way up there. But, you know, this all comes back to your trading plan, your system, the data you've collected. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. I was risking 1% the whole time, then I switched 0.5%. Oh yeah, because you're letting the system do the work, J-Man. You're letting the system do the work. Like, at the end of 10 years, chat, I don't even know what the fuck this number is. But you're doing it just off being consistent. Like, this is literally the fucking definition of just fucking work in silence. Like, you're just grinding, you're doing your thing. It's not like I'm fucking asking you to get 500R this month. Get your 100R this month. Just chip away. That's all it is. That's what this game is about. And yeah, look, sometimes you'll get fucking close to drawdown on the fucking funded. 9.3% maximum drawdown of the system. What was that at 1%? You guys know what it was. It was like, what, 20? 20%? 18%. So what the fuck does that tell us? At this fucking, if I'm risking 1%, this fund is probably not going to last a long time. And it's showing minus 18%, but everything is green here. How the fuck does that work? It's because in the months, you know, you could be fucking dropping off 18% in a month, but still pull out 112%. So when it's like this and your drawdown is still too high, the key is in the risk management. And if you want to fucking drop it down even more, 0.2%, what happens to your drawdown? Becomes fuck all, which is exactly what I'm trying to show you guys in the fundeds. If you drop your risk tremendously, you're still going to have the same amount of losses in your system. You're still going to have the same amount of wins. But if you need to respect the fucking rules, 3.5% drawdown, happy fucking days. And you know what? That's probably the maximum amount of drawdown I've fucking taken on this challenge with this new risk management rules that I've implemented. So this is fucking spot on. And look, it might take you a long time, but over time, let's say at the end of 10 years, what number is this? 68 million? Fucking hell. Still fucking happy days. As long as you're consistent, that's what it all comes down to. Murpho, what's going on? Murpho, you're gonna have to rewatch this from the start, bro. Miss out on some good stuff. I've been profitable in the demo for the past 3 months, planning on getting 50k from it tomorrow. Use this tool, bro. Use this tool. Put your fucking real shit into here. Your real fucking inputs. And it will show you. This is just like a fucking cheat code to like show you like what the fuck's going on. Because it'll give you a rough idea of your drawdown, your losses, your wins. And this should reflect the data you've collected. Should reflect the win rate as well. 28%. Is drawdown like how many trades you... Drawdown is just how much in loss you are, essentially. All good, Murphy, all good. But I hope this makes sense for you guys, honestly. Like, this is just fucking showing you... Like, I've given a lot in this live. And now you guys know why I'm trying to be profitable every single month of the year. I just kept it to myself. I didn't even tell Boom or Ben. I just wanted to, you know, do my own thing, right? But now I'm fucking showing everyone why I want to focus on the profitability. Because even if you fucking start with like $100 and you're some fucking normal cunt, and let's say you're doing 0.5% risk, again, still my system. At the end of 10 years, 230 fucking mil. And you started with $100. Compounding, boys, compounding. And this is still the same results. Consecutive losses. This is just normal stuff, right? Oh, you Mr. Valentinovich, I want you to have a look at this website later. And if you could do me a favor, I hope you can do this for me and don't get lazy on me. If you could put all your inputs in here of your system and do it with 1%, simulate it, send me your maximum drawdown and all of this stuff, and then do it again with 0.25% risk, and then show me. If you could do that for me later, I would be very interested to have a look at that. Alright, let's have a look at the news for the coming week, and then we'll do the outlook for AU, see what's popping up. Yeah, no, you don't. It's just the fucking dumb cunts that are like, fuck, let me flip this $100 into $200. Or like, you know, someone asks you, can you flip $100 into $200 for me? I'm like, so you want me to fucking double your account? Like, people just don't get it. People just don't get it. People never look at the bigger picture, always wants to get rich quick type thing. You can get extremely rich if you're consistent. That's all you got to do. Be fucking consistent. Over time, that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. This will be much easier. Yeah, definitely, bro. This is just like a nice feature to have, right? It's something nice to have. So, forexsignals.com. It's a Monte Carlo simulator. One of the best things you've never fucking heard of. I suggest you guys take a good look at that and play around with it. Because if that's coming back and your fucking results at the end of the fucking 10 years are negative, you know you're on the wrong track. And vice versa. Yeah, nah, neurosurgeons actually don't have anything on that. Like this is just showing you guys. Ever saw the YT Armour Daniel? Nah, I haven't heard of him, bro. But like, I don't focus too much on these other guys, you know? I just want to show you guys what the stats say and what a profitable system gives you guys. That's all I want to show you guys. I'm here to... you guys are in this fucking community to, you know, learn from my wisdom, my psychology, my ideology. I'm just showing you guys, you know, the important stuff. Because, you know, charting is one thing, but, you know, this is why we collect the data. This is why we build a profitable system. Like, what fucking shit could happen in the middle of the month. Whatever. I could fucking, you know, stuff happens in the middle of the month. Whatever. Cool. As long as I'm profitable at the end of the month, consistently, that's where the money is made. That's what counts. Alright, Monday. AUD daylight saving shift. So that's today. Fuck, we're going backwards 1 hour and backward by 1 hour or 30 minutes. Okay, so that means we're going forward in time. Fuck, I don't know. That's not important. Monday looks pretty good, pretty quiet. Tuesday. So on the Monday's New York, we got USD news. I don't think this will be too big. Probably one of those lesser high impact news events, which is alright. Cash rate on the Tuesday, and it's another rise. It's going up. Paying more on the fucking houses, which is why I'm waiting for this to peak out before I cut my fucking property. Because then I'll just be giving money to the government or to the bank for no reason. So that can keep going up. That's not a problem to me. Current homeowners would have to be paying more on this, so that's there, all them. Just be mindful of this, but usually it's either a bullish or it just stays around the around its level of price when if it's 385 or above. So they're forecasting higher. If it comes in at 385 or above, usually bullish. After that, looks alright. Don't think this will be too big of an impact on the USD news in that New York. Wednesday. Okay, so NFP week as well. Wednesday looks alright for us. Just got to be mindful of this. We'll be trading around the 5 o'clock anyways, so we'll see how we go. Would like to be done before this news hits, so that's alright. Not too bad. Thursday, not too bad as well. A little bit of news at the end of the day. Friday, I'll probably take off because it is NFP. And for those that don't know already, NFP is one of the biggest news events of the week. A gamble. This is what we have to avoid here. You don't get these fucking results here consistently every single month by trading the news. So that's something to avoid. Alright? Yeah, I know. Houses are getting expensive. Right, back to the charts. Anyone got any questions that we wanted to cover? I saw there was a couple questions from this week. Anything to cover in anything that you want me to cover? Questions and answer. Alright, I saw a question about protected high, so I'll just explain it real quick. Breaker structure. The high that caused that breaker structure is a protected high. Let's say we get a change of character. For example, up here, change of character. The high that caused the change of character down, and vice versa for changing the character up. It's the absolute high point in a bearish change of character. In a bullish change of character, it's the lowest point. So here would be the protected high. Very simple stuff. A very linear concept to understand. It's just, you understand it and that's it. They are just the highs and lows that cause the new structure break. Keep it in mind like that. Look, in terms of the 4 hour, let's have a look at the DXY as well. Let's start there. Alright, well, that gap's still open. So, immediately, which gap is it? This one right here. Still open. Busted wide open. So that means if DXY was to head down, I wouldn't be looking for longs on AUD USD no matter what. Can't really trade away from the gap. Doesn't really suit my plan that much. So, I mean, look, so far we've respected demand anyway. So we'll just have to see how this plays out. Overall swing structure, 4 hour change of character on the 4 hour. And obviously price came down, tapped into demand, cleared the imbalance. Had a good reaction off that. Had a pullback. So expectations would be to see this head up a little bit higher, close up the gap at least. So to keep that in mind, possibly shorts is what I'm thinking. If you look in here, I mean, look, we're positioned for shorts. We've had that breaker structure, protected high, swept the inducement here, the trendline liquidity, tapped into supply, 4 hour change of character as a result of it, new high being put in, new low being put in, that becomes a protected high right here. And then of course we have the change of character right here. So you guys can see this. I mean, look, 4 hour bearish, right? 15 minute. Pretty much in a range at the moment, right? Fair to say. A bullish range because it created this new high. Would be interested in having my alerts set up here because if price does leak out and head down lower here, would be interested in the lower time frame continuations, to be honest with you guys. Because it has that 4 hour alignment on AU. It's got that DXY alignment. So those two external factors, you know, nice to have on your side, right? And if it does head up higher, I mean, look, I'll keep it here at this high. See how it goes, but longs aren't fitting my plan at the moment. That's just my plan, right? You guys can look for longs if you want to, but look, just for my plans alone, I just can't trade away from that DXY gap. I've been burnt too many times. And my data shows that. So I'm pretty much walking into a loss. But look, there still might be some opportunities, right? It's just not the type of risk I want to take. So, happy to go with that. Heading higher, heading lower. I mean, at the moment, structure's just in a range, right? Internal change of character here because it didn't clear the lows. So, like, not really any usable zones. I mean, something I probably keep an eye out on is probably this. But, you know, we're in a range. I'd much rather prefer for price to come down here, give me confirmation, look for a 1 minute continuation. In terms of a valid zone, this is probably the only one that I'll probably consider. Even then, it's pretty shitty structure-wise, not really creating new lows because of the nature of us being in a range at the moment. So I'll just keep this here. I don't mind keeping that there. I'll just keep an eye on it. Yeah, last week's Masterclass, Ben. Have a look at that. Abstract, you missed out. We went through the $1,000 to fucking what was it, chat? Like 230 fucking 2 billion, something like that. Just with consistency. Does the gaps in FXCM affect the market? Yes. They are pretty much the same thing as a DXY gap. Any sort of gap that looks like this. Where is it? Any sort of gap that looks like this, chat right here, is something you're going to have to consider and take data on. This is not like an imbalance. Imbalance, you know, price could go without the imbalance. But this is important because this has a high probability of being filled. If you actually collected data on like 10 DXY gaps, you would see that most of them have been filled. I don't think anyone has been taking data on the DXY gaps because a lot of people are fucking lazy, but they are high probability to be closed, right? All good, Ben. Alright, chat. So that's my stance on the DXY. That's my stance on AUDUSD. Don't like the range that much, so would like for it to, you know, start to leak out and head down lower. Wouldn't that not be possible because of slippage? What, the 1,000? No, it's not. It's not like that. Just have a look at the start of the stream. Abstract. Could you map out 15-minute internal? Alright, sure. Where the fuck is it? Up half, here we go. Alright. anything internal is like what's happening in here, right? So for example, actually, let me do the whole thing. W Masterclass, yes, or more like this. This is a little bit easier to interpret. So obviously swing structure is this, breaker structure right here. And then obviously this is a protected low right here. Yeah, because abstract put the boys on. I mean, yeah, you ain't know about the Monte Carlo method, my boy, you know? Pretty much went for all this shit. That's the one, bro, that's the one. That's the one. And you know, anything within is internal. So this change of character, obviously internal because it's within this leg up. And obviously this protected high still respected, so this is an internal change of character. Same with this, breaker structure right here, internal. This change of character right here, internal. So anything that's happening within, internal. Breaker structure right here, internal. Fucking shitty change of character here, internal breaker structure here, and then another one here. So just shit like that, bro. Actually, that's pretty shitty. I'll just use this one here. Anything that's happening within, any structure breaks within swing structure is internal structure. That's all it is. It's not really like, you're pretty much asking me to predict what's going to happen. If something happens, if a setup presents itself on the lower time frame, I'd like to see something like this. Clear the lows, pull back, take the continuation, head down lower. I can't predict the internal structure. I can only use my entry model. Entry models is what we gotta fucking use, you know? I bet you most of you don't have your entry models in this fucking, in your Notion. You know, I've got fucking 10 entry models alone. I bet you none of you guys, you know, have fucking at least one in your fucking Notion. Protected high, yeah, sorry. Thank you. Protected low. Thank you for that, thank you. How do you solve when you enter a trade and you find your inducement? How do you solve it? So it's either inducement or fucking imbalance, right? So let's say, you know, we get this, and then we get that. We come down like this, so we got a valid inducement there. If we get something like this, sweeps the inducement, and then we come down lower, that's a valid setup for me, right? So we come down, break a structure, come back up, fail to put in a new low, we come back up, sweep the inducement, tap into supply, and then we head down lower. We just gotta wait, be patient, wait for the inducement to form, or imbalance. Imbalance is another entry confluence that I use as well. If you've been watching the breakdowns, you would know this. Isn't the swing breaker structure internal because we are still in the range? In terms of this, what I'm showing you in this image right here, this is the swing structure of this fucking sequence of price right here. As in you became inducement. That's why you wait for the sweep, bro. Wait for a sweep of inducement. You don't get a sweep of inducement, then you fucking just sweeps nothing. If you're trading right, it will sweep the inducement and then fucking come down. So if you're saying you're going to become inducement, that means you're taking the trade right here. And I don't know who taught you to take that trade here, because nobody's fucking, you know, I don't really see anyone doing that. Just trading off fucking in the middle of nowhere below the supply. That's the inducement there. You wait. Price sweeps it. and then you trade off the real supply or demand. Yeah, all good, Haruki. Obviously, I do this if I'm fucking sampling a bigger fucking data of price. Obviously, I'm gonna show us, okay, this is the fucking swing structure of this sequence right here. You know what I mean? I'm just showing you like what's happening, and then obviously this will become internal. It's just for that sequence of price that we're sampling. That's what I wanted to show you for the example of how to mark this with the swing structure. But in terms of the actual swing structure, obviously this is like what the fuck's happening, you know? Swing low, swing high. Didn't put in a new low. Look like I'm gonna come up higher. No stress, boys, no stress. Any other questions for today, chat, before we wrap it up? Pretty detailed session, not gonna lie. Especially the one at the start, especially going through the Monte Carlo simulator. This is the source, chat. This is the source. Anything else for today, chat, before we wrap it up? When's the video dropping? 8 o'clock, bro. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. W stream. Yes, sir, Zubair. Anything else you guys want to go through, or is that it? We're wrapping up. Good stream. Hope you guys learned a lot. Lucky, Gaff. Lucky. Alright, chat. I'll see you boys on Wednesday. Let's start off April with a dub, alright? Let's start off April good. Finish your month profitable. Keep that in mind. Make your adjustments for your plan. Just focus on being overall profitable at the end of the month. Hope you guys did learn a lot from today, because this was pretty full on. But, you know, showing you guys what the Monte Carlo method is. There's nothing like it. No one else fucking teaches this. Because they just focus on, you know, the most profits in the smallest amount of time. If you guys came in late, make sure you go back and watch it, because it was very important. Beautiful. Alright, lads. Cannolis, Patrick, Haruki, Bailey, JW, Zubair, Ryan, Lawrence, Artekers, ZK, Felix, Patrick, Josie, Gaff. Take it easy, boys, alright? Take it easy and just realize what's fucking possible. Carter, take it easy. I'll see you boys. Murpho. If you guys need a personal account, page 1 on the fucking Discord. Personal account with Fusion. You get no commissions. So if you guys want to do that, go do that. If you can do it in your country. Alright, boys. I'll catch you boys on Wednesday, alright? Junkie, Abstract. Take it easy, lads.